The following segment is sponsored by Stage to Sell. I'm chatting with Therese Robinson. She is the owner of Stage to Sell, an award-winning home staging company here in Hampton Roads. Now you're going to share with us some of your tips right before, someone's getting ready to sell their home, the things we need to do to make it sellable.
Absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about Stage to Sell, and that's with a 2, right?
Right.
A numeral.
Number 2. A numeral 2.
Okay.
Perfect. Well, we started the company about 17 years ago, and I had just retired from the military and decided I wanted to be a stager and have my own company. So did a small, quick school, learned a little bit about staging, and kind of just started from ground up, house by house, one house at a time. Kept doing it one house at a time.
So now you have a big, huge warehouse?
Yeah, so now we've grown to a big warehouse, big truck, and lots of furniture.
How many people are part of your company?
I have about 6 on the team altogether.
Right, and how many houses do you have staged right now?
We have 43 vacant houses staged right now.
That's a lot of furniture.
I know, it's
How
a lot
long?
of furniture. It's a lot of pillows.
So, I know, I bet. And the hangings, everything, right? Rugs?
Yes, rugs, art, accessories, tables, chairs, all the basic elements you would have in your home.
Right. So give us some tips for the average person that is selling their home. What are 3 things? The most important.
Well, if you're living in your home, if you're selling your home occupied, because we have 2 different types of homes that are going in the market. We have those that you live in your home, and we call it an occupied listing, and you're going to be there and showing the home while you're there, or living in the home. And then there's people that have moved out for multiple reasons. Possibly they've been relocated, or they had to get out of the house quicker than they thought, so they weren't able to sell it while they were living there. Or they just maybe had a whole lot of stuff, and it was going to be really difficult to sell their house with a lot of stuff, so they move out and then we have a vacant listing. So we do both types. We do mostly vacant property. But if you're living in your home, I think the biggest thing that people really need to focus on is downsizing. Some people call it decluttering. There's lots of different words for that, but really it's minimizing what you have in your home, because we live in our home with more things than we want to sell our home. And it's going to sell better, it's going to sell faster if we have less of us, if that makes sense, and our personality in the home.
Right.
And we need to make sure that when buyers see the home and come in, they feel comfortable in the house and they can really see themselves living in the home with their family. So it can really become their own, and they're really buying a lifestyle when you're buying a property.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah, so we're focused on doing that. So they really have to pare down, depersonalize. If you have a lot of photos of your family and those types of things, really taking those down. And then another part of it, next part would be possibly maybe repurposing some of the furniture. You might have a room this size and you've got 6 chairs in here, or you've got, big family, so maybe you have 3 couches, and it really crowds the room and makes the room look smaller. So helping them to decide which pieces to take out, which pieces maybe we could use somewhere else in the house, or maybe we have to store it in a garage or storage unit. And just really opening up the space so it presents better to the buyer when they see it.
Now, do you work in, not cahoots, but do realtors contact you, or just the person selling their home, or both?
A little bit of both, mostly realtors. Realtors really are our target, are the client as a stager, because most of the time people have hired a realtor. They've found a realtor that's going to list their home. So the client has the realtor, so then the realtor refers us to that client.
Gotcha.
So they're usually contacting us, or their client is contacting us.
Okay, so declutter, what about colors?
Colors are important too. So decluttering, the other big things are painting and flooring.
Neutral still?
Everything's neutral.
Yeah.
People kind of talk about gray's out. I mean, trends come and go, but picking a good neutral, kind of a beige, grayish color is great. Same with carpet.
That was the hardest for me. My house was purple, green, blue, and the realtor said, no, you've got to, and I was like, no, I like this, but you have to do what
and we hear that a lot, right?
Sometimes
because you like it. I mean, people have murals on their walls, but I love my mural, but I would say, well, but you're not taking it with you.
Right.
You're selling this, so you're moving on. You're mostly disconnecting from your home. And what I really help them understand is we're not selling your home, we're selling a house.
Yeah.
So we're moving through that emotional transition,
It's
because
still
how we
emotional.
live in absolutely it is, you're right.
Okay, so as far as the outside to the inside, walk us through what you would tell people.
So we do start at the outside, because it is very unemotional, usually, the outside, the landscaping. I think the outside is super important, because it really is your first impression, right? Statistics show people make decisions in about 7 seconds when it comes to, you get that one shot to make a first impression. It's also, I kind of call it a big money body shop, because most of the time when you're searching through a property, that's the first photo that you see is that outside of the home. So it's really important to capture them online with that photo and make sure it really looks crisp, it looks well maintained, the yard is cut, there's not too much stuff in the yard, again, so they can really focus on the house. So landscaping, cleaning up the yard, making sure, the cobwebs in the outdoor lights are taken care of, and the front door looks great, because that's your bullseye. So we want to have a fresh coat of paint on the door, hardware needs to be shined up and look great on the front door, so it really welcomes them in. Maybe a welcome mat at front, a new welcome mat, they're very inexpensive, and that gives that really good first impression of they really kind of want to see the inside because they've really been energized and excited about what they saw on the outside.
Gotcha.
So it pulls them in.
So has there been a house that has been on the market for years, let's say, and then they bring you in and all of a sudden it sells? Tell us something like that.
Yes, more than not. So that's always a great story, right? I mean, everybody kind of is a winner, because it's not, I really think of the whole selling process as a team. It's the homeowner, it's the realtor, it's the staging company. We all work together, we collaborate together our efforts. And we did a home, actually it was in Norfolk. It had been on the market for 5 years, on and off the market, but never sold. Would come off, wait for the season, they put it back on. It was vacant. And they finally, at some point, decided to call us in, and we staged it, and it went under contract in about 30 days.
Awesome. That
it was
made you
just
feel
challenging.
good.
Yeah, it really was, because a lot of times our space is challenging when we don't have furniture in it and people don't know how to use the space, or it feels awkward. And a stager's job is to really make that space make sense, and to make sure we're using all the square footage of the home so it has purpose to it.
Okay, so if someone is selling their home, how would they get in touch with you?
You could go on our website, which is www.staged, S-T-A-G-E-D with a D, number 2, sell, Virginia spelt out.com.